Y llegamos al último bloque, al último segmento del final de nuestro tercer Congreso Internacional de Arte INDAI. Y lo vamos a hacer con un conversatorio sobre literatura que se va a realizar en 2 idiomas, tanto en inglés como en castellano. Y quien va a estar coordinando, moderando esto es Darío Aguilar Peregrina desde México. Darío.
Hola Graciela, hola a todos. Una vez más me presento, Darío Aguilar Peregrina.
Bueno, Darío, ¿listo?
Listísimo, Graciela, y cuando tú me digas.
Bueno, te voy a dejar para los voy a hacer ingresar a los autores y yo me voy a retirar, así que la pantalla va a quedar bien equilibradita para que todos se puedan ver bien y puedan expresarse.
Perfecto, Graciela, muchísimas gracias.
Te dejo el espacio y para que presentes a todos ellos.
Hola a todos, bienvenidos a este espacio de literatura actual, un encuentro de dos mundos. Hi everyone, this is Darío Aguilar Peregrina, and welcome to the space of actual literature encounter between two worlds, the American world and the Latino world, with the guests OG Machel, Stacy Hawks, y por supuesto Alberto Dumas. Bienvenido, amigo. Para ti,
hola.
Eres bienvenido. Ok, amigos, bueno, vamos a comenzar con este conversatorio que voy a hablar en inglés y en español, para lo cual empezaremos primero con, si me permites, Alberto, con mis invitados en inglés, y luego pasamos contigo y yo te traduzco todo lo que tú quieras decir incluso. Bueno, comencemos. Quiero presentarles primero a una gran escritora, una gran amiga. First, I want to introduce a really great friend. I know her since 2019. She's Stacy Hawks from North Carolina, and she's the author of Dividing Reach, Devil's Reach, and many more books. She's also an award winner. Her books. Ella es una gran ganadora de diferentes premios en su natal Carolina del Norte, para lo cual es un honor y un privilegio tener a Stacy Hawks. Y por otro lado, queremos también presentar, and first of all, we want to present OG Machel. OG Machel is an author from North Carolina too. He is Brazilian American. I met him yesterday, thanks to Stacy. So it will be nice to hear his stories and everything he has to tell us about the way he was as a Brazilian growing in the United States, and also other stories he has. I think they are very interesting. I already see some of them, so OG is going to tell us more. Y finalmente tenemos a mi gran amigo Alberto Dumas. Alberto, el poeta Dumas, un gran amigo de arte y letras, quien me dio mis primeras oportunidades cuando yo empezaba como escritor. Ya sé que me chivé un poco, sí, Alberto. Pero bienvenidos de nuevo para este evento. Alberto, es un honor tenerte aquí. Y qué mejor con amigos estadounidenses y que vamos a ver diferentes perspectivas. Bueno, comenzamos este bloque preguntando las historias de cada uno de ustedes. Vamos a darles 5 minutos a cada uno de ustedes. We are going to give you 5 minutes, to all of you, 8 minutes, to tell your stories. Where are you from? And other things you want to tell the world about the difference between the Latino way of writing and also the American way of writing. And other things you can say, of course. Vamos a hablar de las diferencias entre el mundo latino y el mundo anglosajón. So, let's start with Stacy Hawks. Stacy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Of course, Stacy, we can hear you.
All right. Well, yes, as you said, my name is Stacy Hawks. Thank you all so much for having me this evening. I'm also the host of the Writing Wall podcast. Our season 5 is going to start this coming week. So on the 13th of August at 6 p.m., you can tune in to our season opener, Ed DeGangi. And so the difference between Spanish and American writing, I mean, I feel like Spanish writing is a little more passionate. It's a little more deep. There's more realism in there. There's there's not really too many literary trends, but there's no real specific movement to it either. But there's a lot of romanticism to it. And American writing pretty much focuses on themes. We're very theme driven, and it's mostly American dream stuff, coming of age stories, relationships, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's definitely some differences, but there's also a lot of good similarities too.
Of course, Stacy. Amigos, Stacy nos acaba de comentar las diferencias entre lo latino y lo estadounidense. Bueno, primero que nada, lo que dice ella, la literatura anglosajona principalmente se basa más en el personaje, cómo llevarlo. Y la escritura latina, pues tenemos mucha pasión, mucho corazón, para lo cual, pues queremos, ponemos más romanticismo a las palabras. Y pues a ella le ha encantado estas similaridades entre ambos temas, pero a su vez las diferencias buenas que hay entre estos, ¿no? Hay mucho en común entre el mundo latino y estadounidense. Pero bueno, vamos a preguntarle ahora más a Stacy sobre su obra. Stacy, please tell us what is Dividing Reach, and also tell us more about the Writing Wall podcast.
Yes, so Dividing Ridge is about an unsolved murder that took place in 1937 here in Allegheny County along the Blue Ridge Parkway. A young girl, she was 17 years old. She disappeared one February morning in the cold, and it took 200 volunteers and several days to find her, and they finally did find her, and they never did find her killer, but the book goes on to discuss her case and what was involved in trying to find her killer back then, because, you know, as back then as today, there was no CSU, no forensics, no DNA, nothing like that. It was just all, gumshoe detective work, pretty much. Devil's Ridge is about a individual he's a moonshiner and a gang leader, and he runs a bootlegging ring around our communities. And he takes the sheriff on a pretty wild ride. But that's the second book. I'm currently working on my third book and getting that out there. The Writing Wall podcast, we host indie authors, traditional authors, and you can find us on Twitter at The Writing Wall or on Instagram at WritingsOnTheWall85, which is where I met a bunch of you guys, and it's been wonderful connecting and hearing your stories and sharing them as well.
Thank you so much, Stacy. Para la audiencia latina, Stacy Hawks nos presentó ahorita Dividing Reach. Dividing Reach es la historia de un asesinato sin resolver en Carolina del Norte, para lo cual un hombre tendrá que buscar justicia, en busca de la verdad. Eso se trata Dividing Reach, y ya lleva 3 libros ella, todos premiados, y es un honor en serio tener a esta gran escritora. It's an honor to have this great award-winning author, Stacy Hawks. Y por supuesto, ella presenta también el Writing Wall podcast. El Writing Wall podcast es un podcast donde van a poder encontrar diferentes autores, tanto independientes como ya establecidos, y ella les da promoción sin duda. Entonces, si se quieren acercar, amigos, pueden hacerlo. Please, guys, check the Writing Wall podcast. It's a really great initiative by Stacy Hawks. Thank you, Stacy. Now I want to pass with OG Michelle. OG, hi. Nice to meet you again. And please, the questions that I already asked. First, tell us more about your books, your story as a writer, and also the difference between Latino way of writing and the American way of writing. What is your experience about that? What is tu experiencia?
All right, thank you, Darío. First of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity. I very much enjoy the opportunity to talk to you here. Stacy, thank you for making the introductions. Extremely grateful and glad to be here. First of all, my name is Augie. I am also from North Carolina, as you pointed out, but I was actually born in Brazil. I've been in the U.S. for the last 32 years or so. So I was born in Brazil. I moved here when I was about 16, 17 years old. And I made my way from New Jersey down to North Carolina, where I've been for the last 15 years or so. For the last couple of years, I've been writing. I published a couple of books, The Big Score being the most recent one. And prior to that, I did write another book called ICQ. In regards to your question about the differences between, I guess, American style and Latin style, I never really thought about it. It's hard for me to give an answer, but I'm going to piggyback off of some of the stuff that Stacy said, which maybe my writing shows off a little bit of the two things that she said, which is about coming of age and really following the American dream, but also, including passionate writing. So a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. I do feel that my books show off a little bit of that. So I'm going to start borrowing that, Stacy, whenever anyone asks me going forward. But I do think that, my writing shows off a little bit, and could be my Brazilian roots showing a little bit, and also the fact that I've been in the U.S. for so long. So maybe it's a hybrid.
OG Maisel nos acaba de contar, amigos, su experiencia creciendo como un brasileño en Estados Unidos y cómo su literatura se refleja en esto de la diferencia entre un brasileño que ha vivido toda su vida en Estados Unidos. Imagínense. Entonces, sus obras principalmente tocan eso, y OG, la verdad, cree que ese espíritu brasileño que él tiene, sin duda, le ha ayudado mucho para que sus obras tengan ese corazón. Tiene ese corazón, la combinación entre el mundo latino y anglosajón. I think OG combines the stories between his Brazilian roots and also the American way of lifestyle, the American dream. Everyone here in Latin America has the American dream. And I think that's interesting because, as OG said, his stories are practically a combination between both cultures, and it really works. Realmente trabaja, realmente funciona estas cosas de la fusión entre el mundo anglosajón y el latino. Debido a que mi amigo Alberto Dumas está teniendo un poquito de problemas de internet, vamos a pasar a algunas otras preguntas. Bueno, regresando con OG Maisel. OG, another question, please. Could you tell us more about one of your books and also where we can find them?
Sure. So the latest book that was published, it's called The Big Score, and it's about a young girl named Kate who just recently moved from Hawaii to North Carolina, New Bern, North Carolina. And it's about her trying to find her way into the lives of other people, making new friends. It's really about integrating with the new community she just joined. And as she moved to New Bern, she learns about a gang of also young high schoolers who are involved with some kind of contest where they steal some things, and it involves cars. I'm not going to get into details, but she gets intrigued, and because she's trying to find her crew, make new friends, she decides that she wants to be part of that. As she becomes more involved with the gang and the contest, she also learns about friendship and what it is to stand for what she believes in and stand for friendships. So I think that's in a nutshell. It's really about how she's going to handle the fact that she's involved with a gang of thieves, and also figuring out how she can help some of her friends win the contest. It's a story about strong women. Hopefully that's what the reader will find. It's really about what friendship is all about, and finding one's friendship and setting a new life in a new place, I guess.
Thank you, OG. Amigos, OG Maisel acaba de contarnos la historia de su libro The Big Score, la historia de una chica en medio de una situación en Estados Unidos sobre el deporte. Entonces, pues es una historia muy interesante. OG Maisel lo pueden seguir en sus redes sociales como OG Maisel, ahí en Instagram. Entonces van a poder encontrar. Y pues OG acaba de ser acaba de estar en el Writing Wall podcast de Stacy Hawks. She's already in the Writing Wall podcast in this next season. So it's nice to have this great author. Friends, we're going to be on a break a little bit. So we're coming back. Vamos a pausa, amigos. Amigos, de nuevo de regreso aquí en este conversatorio y en serio es un honor tenerlos de nuevo de regreso. And for OG, yes, we are live on YouTube if you want. We are in the channel of YouTube of INDAI. Just search in the INDAI and you're going to find the link. And also we can also share you the link that is going to be available when we finish this broadcast. Okay. Unfortunately, my friend Alberto Dumas is having some internet problems because it's raining, I think. I don't know, but doesn't matter. We're going to continue with this program, and I'm going to give you my experience as a Latino writer. Ok, amigos, voy a contarles un poco de mi experiencia como escritor latino. El invitado ahorita, Alberto Dumas, tuvo pequeñas dificultades de internet, pero pues creo que más o menos es lo que dicen muchos los latinos aquí con esta gran conversación que estamos teniendo. La diferencia entre el mundo latino y el mundo anglosajón, sin duda, como comentó Stacy, como comentó OG, tenemos muchas cosas en común que se pueden ver. Y la verdad, esta escritura es rica por eso. Vemos ejemplos claros como J.K. Rowling, como Stephanie Meyer, como Stephen King, como muchos ejemplos de escritores que nos han influenciado y que son de Estados Unidos o del mundo anglosajón. Entonces, pues lo vemos en nuestras historias que vemos en la pantalla y eso es increíble, ¿no? For the English audience, what I was saying is that I think the combination between the Latino and the American world is, I think, globalization. Globalization because right now we have a different combination of things that we see on everyday cinema or everyday books. For example, Twilight of Stephanie Meyer, wasn't a big fan. I was 11 years old when the movie came out in 28. But my friends really loved that movie and the books. They were really, really excited. When I was 15, when the saga ended, everything was really excited for Twilight. So it was a mix between many fans of different parts of the world. The books really sold well here in Latin America. I think in Latin America, we have the most passionate fans of writing, of J.K. Rowling, of even 50 Shades of Grey. Even 50 Shades of Grey, I wasn't also a big fan, but many people love it. So it's incredible, ¿no? Y regresando ahora sí al español, returning to Spanish, sorry. Sí, o sea, sin duda, esta globalización ayudó muchísimo para que la escritura latina tuviera este impulso por Estados Unidos, ¿no? Y esta combinación. Entonces, pues, como dice Stacy, o sea, realmente la escritura estadounidense es más por los personajes, pero también OG nos comentaba que no solamente por eso, sino también posiblemente por las descripciones. Pero aquí en Latinoamérica lo que buscamos es mucho esa pasión, ese sentimiento de quién es el personaje, quién es la persona, ¿no? What I was saying, I'm really very excited because OG's perspective, Stacy's perspective about the difference between these two ways of writing is really great because many things we have in common, but also another little bit of difference. But at the end of the day, I think both cultures beneficiate each other, beneficiate each other of many different stories. For example, OG told us his experiences as a Brazilian author in the United States. So it's really great to see how OG put some of his roots, some of his passion in those books, and really was a great story. So it's really exciting. Again, OG, congratulations for your new book, The Big Score. Please buy it. Right now, OG is going to tell you where you can buy it again if you miss it. So don't worry. And also Stacy again. I think the way of writing with her is really, really great because she combines action and also historical moments. In this case, you can find it on Dividing Reach, Devil's Reach, and also the new books that she's writing. I'm not going to brag, no voy a presumir, amigos, pero está basado uno de los personajes en mí. I'm not going to brag. One of the characters of the new story, Stacy told me last time, that is going to be based a little bit on me, not to brag, but it's really great to see different characters inspired by other authors. It's really great, ¿no? Ahora regresando de nuevo al español, vamos a terminar este gran segmento. Alberto Dumas, en serio me hubiera encantado que estuvieras, pero te está fallando el internet, amigo. Pero no importa, aquí seguimos. Vamos a terminar con esto, con la última pregunta que quiero hacerle a Stacy Hawks y OG Mason. Quiero preguntarles, ¿cómo fue que descubrieron esta pasión por la escritura? OG and Stacy, please answer if you want. If not, what was the thing that really got you into writing? What was that passion that really wanted you to write? I have many ideas of what was that, but we want to hear you. What was the passion of these projects you had? OG, Stacy, do you want to answer?
Sure. I think for me it was the love of reading itself, and the way that reading transports you to a different place, and you can go there in your imagination, and you can be with those characters, and even after the story is over, the characters kind of live on in your memory a little bit, and you're like, I hope everything turned out okay for them, and hope they get a second chance, a sequel. If not, that's okay. But I think it's just that love and that passion for words, really, and storytelling, because where I'm from here in Appalachia, and I'm sure they're in Mexico too, we pass down stories, and everything is told in a story format. So that's also part of our culture here, and that's really reflective of, I think, my writing as well as Augie's. Augie's got a great storytelling voice.
OG, please.
Well, thank you, Stacey. So kind of you to say that. So Dario, I have to say that, first of all, you can find my books on Amazon. I forgot to say that, but you can find my books on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, etc. And The Big Score is actually translated into Brazilian Portuguese, and you can find it, I think, only in Brazil right now, but you have to go to, Editora Inverso Editora is where you can find my book translated into Portuguese. I think that what really got me into writing, what turned me into writing, it was actually when I was in third grade, when my teacher, this is in Brazil, I was still in Brazil, my teacher started a book club. And I remember the first book that I read was Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. So that was the first book that I read. And, I was a young boy, and that book really got me to imagining things. And the one thing that you have to understand is that I was born with arthrogryposis, which means that I was not really, I couldn't walk on my own. I walked on crutches. And books was actually a way for me to sort of escape. Books allow me to basically go anywhere the writers took me. So it was an amazing experience for me to see how a book could transport you to different worlds. So that's what really got me started. And then it wasn't until maybe I was 40 that I read my first John Steinbeck, The Grapes of Wrath. And that book, I think, was a pivotal moment for me. When I read The Grapes of Wrath, the way that he described the entire, human pain and feelings of, like emotions and the process of immigrating from your home place to a new place, like the Jodes did in the book. After reading that book, I told myself, I want to be like that. I want to write like Steinbeck. Also, last but not least, I want to say that Ray Bradbury also played a very major role, the way that he writes. So I think a combination of the third grade teacher who got me into reading books and showed me how books can transport you to other worlds, John Steinbeck and Ray Bradbury, just to name a few. This is what really got me into writing, I guess. And the rest is history. I just said, I need to start writing too. So that's what I did.
Thank you, Oji. Amigos, bueno, Oji y Stacy nos acaban de contar qué son las inspiraciones que los llevaron a escribir. Primero con Stacy, la literatura desde niña, sin duda fue lo que más le inspiró. El tener ese contacto con un libro desde un inicio, cuando eres un niño y que lo lees, es increíble. Y más también por la cultura de Apalaquia, que ahí está en Carolina del Norte, también le inspiró muchísimo. Y ese interés por encontrar la historia de su estado es increíble. The interest of Stacy was really story about really inspired her, I think, because her books have a lot of research. She really wants to research many things, and she's really great at that. Ella es muy buena en eso, entonces eso considero que ayudó muchísimo. En el caso de Oji, sin duda a mí lo que me encanta de escuchar de Oji, what I really like it about Oji's story is the book Treasure Island. Treasure Island, la isla del tesoro, amigos. La isla del tesoro, para quienes no conocen, es una historia de un chico que conoce un pirata. Y también la podrían ver esa versión como El planeta del tesoro de Disney. Yo también era fan de esta película. In my case, OG, I grew up with Treasure Planet, not Treasure Island, Treasure Planet, Disney's. So I really like that movie. But if you compare the books, Treasure Island and Treasure Planet are kind of similar, but one is space-based and the other is really adventure. Bueno, regresando al español, Oji lo que dijo es eso, o sea, que leyó ese libro de La Isla del Tesoro y eso lo inspiró. Pero otra vez, volvemos al tema. Fue desde niños esa inspiración y que sin duda ayudó muchísimo para que él escribiera. Luego, también él tenía el problema de que no podía caminar. Entonces, imagínense, la literatura era su único amigo. La literatura le dio nuevos mundos. Por eso se llamó este espacio literatura actual.
Se fue el volumen.
¿Estás perfectamente, Graciela?
Ahora sí, cuando te acercas funciona mejor, sí.
La literatura sin duda, vuelvo a repetir, literatura actual entre dos mundos. ¿Por qué? Porque aquí estamos viendo con Oji y con Stacy. Ellos dos encontraron la literatura desde niños. Ellos dos encontraron diferentes maneras de escapar de la realidad a través de la imaginación y la historia. Oji and Stacy found in the literature world many things common and also a way to escape from reality. Why not create a new reality in their stories and also create exciting ones? ¿Por qué no crear historias interesantes y nuevas? Perdón, amigos, perdón, Graciela, que no estuvo Alberto, porque me hubiera encantado que hubiera estado Alberto, pero sin duda, amigos, muchísimas gracias por esta oportunidad. Y nada más para concluir, Graciela, para que ellos se despidan correctamente, quiero que por favor nos digan sus redes sociales de nuevo, OG y Stacy, y por favor, amigos, en serio, acérquense con ellos dos, son muy buenos escritores, van a ver un gran impulso, y pues quien quita estén en el próximo podcast de Stacy, de Radio World Podcast. Stacy and OG, please, as a way to finish this great conversatory between the three of us, I really want you to tell us your social media and also a message for all people here in Latin America, Hispanic America. Please, Stacy.
Yes, so you can find the Writing Wall links when you visit our Twitter, Instagram pages at the Writing Wall on Twitter.
OG, first you, because I think Stacy has some problems of her internet.
I could actually hear Stacy okay. Stacy, you want to finish?
Stacy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Stacy, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Graciela, ¿me escucha?
Sí, te escucho muy bien. Creo que todos nos escuchamos, salvo el problema creo que lo tienes tú en el audio.
¿Graciela?
Sí, te escucho. Bueno, vamos a ir cerrando este blog.
It's him.
Es el que tiene problemas. Vamos a pasar a nuestra exposición de fotografía y luego regresamos con este conversatorio. Vamos, estoy buscando. Aquí está. Pasamos a la exposición.
Sorry, Stacy and Oji, my network failed, so we couldn't say goodbye. So now, please tell us where we can find you again. Also, a message to all the Latin American audience that heard you today. Please.
All right, so you can find the Writing Wall links on our Twitter or Instagram pages when you visit us on Twitter at The Writing Wall or on Instagram at Writings on the Wall 85. You can see our Linktree URL there, get all of our platforms and hear us on different platforms. You can also visit Dividing Ridge Books on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and all of our stories are there and uploaded, ready to hear. A message for everyone out there: if you love to write, keep doing what you love, and just do it with all your heart, because it'll show through and everybody will love your story. So thank you so much again for having us this evening, Dario. It has been a pleasure being here, and we encourage everyone to listen to you all and follow you for some great writers too internationally.
Thank you, Stacy. Oji, please.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter. It's Augie Maciel, Ogmaciel. And I guess my message is going to be pretty much what Stacy said. If you like to write, if you like to read, keep on writing. Never mind how much you write or what you write. Just put it on paper. My daughter is actually writing right now, and she's trying to write her first book, which is pretty cool. So it's amazing, the power of just writing a few words every day. It adds up And after a while, when you realize you have a novel, so keep on writing, and don't be too critical of yourself. Just keep on writing is what I would say.
Thank you, Oye. Amigos, Stacy Hawks los invita por favor a seguirla en The Writing Wall en Twitter e Instagram, donde van a poder encontrar muy buenos escritores, y por favor anímense, acérquense con ella para ver si pueden también compartir sus escritos, porque ella es una gran promotora y una gran amiga que en serio le interesa mucho conocer sus historias. Por otra parte, OG Maciel, pues ahorita está muy orgulloso porque su hijita ya está también escribiendo su primer libro, su hija menor. Entonces, pues imagínense, la literatura es para cualquier edad, y OG pues los pide por favor que lo sigan en Twitter e Instagram. Por favor síganlo como OG Maciel, lo estamos diciendo, OG Maciel. Por favor síganlo en esas redes sociales. Y bueno, a mí me pueden seguir como Darío Aguilar Peregrina en Twitter, Instagram, y en Facebook como Darío Aguilar Peregrina, o my nickname Hurricane Darío. So eso fue todo, amigos. Literatura actual, un encuentro entre dos mundos. Y en serio, Graciela, gracias de nuevo por la oportunidad.
No, gracias a todos. Thank you very much. Nos vamos a despedir, los voy a sacar de pantalla para cerrar el Congreso porque es el último bloque. Muchísimas gracias.
Guys, we're in contact. See you, Stacy, OG. Thank you for the opportunity.
Muchas gracias, Dario. Have a good evening.
Muchísimas gracias. Bye.
Gracias a ustedes.
Bye.
Bye, bye. Bueno, y de esta manera terminamos este tercer Congreso Internacional de Arte INDAI, que fue realmente una maratón de la cultura. Desde el día jueves hasta el día de hoy, con actividades multiculturales. Hemos tenido literatura, danza, conferencias, disertaciones, conversatorios, inclusive narración oral, que también es algo que hemos incorporado, y la fotografía, como nuestras exposiciones de arte, que se llevarán a cabo la exposición fotográfica hasta fin de agosto, y en el mes de septiembre ya iniciaremos con nuestra exposición de artes plásticas. Muchísimas gracias por haber estado con nosotros, les agradezco de corazón. Este es un gran esfuerzo, un gran trabajo que hace INDAI para difundir el arte en todas sus formas. Les dejo un beso, un abrazo, y nos encontramos el año que viene. Chau, chau.